Today, we're diving into deep into the invisible load many South Africans carry: historic trauma and family dysfunction, community pressures, and of course, the daily stress of just surviving in a country still healing. So, joining us is the powerhouse next to me in the mental wellness space, Mpho Khumalo, a family and community therapist, entrepreneur, and mother of 4 with over 15 years of experience, especially working in under-resourced communities. She brings a fresh, grounded, and compassionate voice to this conversation. Mpho, welcome to the Vooka Breakfast Show. And of course, thank you so much for being here with us to help us unpack the mind basket this morning. Starting with this first question, let's start here. You speak a lot about holistic wellness. Right. What does that really mean, especially for families and communities that are under pressure?
So holistic wellness, firstly, is a space that we are just learning now. It's always been there, but I think in our Black community, it's something that we're not aware of. So what does that look like, or what do we look for when we're talking about wholeness?
Yes.
So we know that we are made into 3. You know, you have your mind, you have your body, you have your soul.
Yes.
But in our space, you know it as mind, body, and soul. But in our space, we refer to it as body, soul, and spirit. That's what makes a human being.
Yeah.
For you to flourish, for you to live a full life, these 3 have to work together. But we find that we are so unstable. Even when we talk about the things that we need, we most of the time we refer to your body needs. We must feed you, you're hungry. When we talk about poverty, we think of how hungry our people are. And we need more than food. You know, we need intellect.
Yes.
We need our spirits to be fed so that we can work well with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a space that goes into how do we take care of the whole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
Short.
And we see that in your work with marginalized communities, what patterns or repeated wounds do you feel, do you see that we often ignore or normalize as just life?
You know what? Before, can I just go back a bit before you
Yes,
go
yes,
into
you
that?
can. Yes, you can.
I'm just remembering now that you said, how does wholeness impact in the family and in the community,
Yes.
you said. So how do we know that, you know, we are, can I use the word wounded, you know, in families?
Yeah.
How do we know that we don't have wholeness? You just walk outside and you look at how the things that are happening, you know, in our communities. There's a lot of emptiness, and I say emptiness because the things that we do to each other show that we are looking for wholeness.
Yeah.
You know, people are going out into the world looking for love, looking to be filled, looking for some sort of safety, you know, and our social political space does not even feed our communities well enough, you know. So how does wholeness play out in our daily lives today, as if you were to walk outside there? The spaces that we witness is the brokenness that we see. We know that we are experiencing violence, not just in families, but within the community, you know, as a whole. So do we need holistic mental wellness? Do we need wellness as a people? Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Quite true.
So there is quite a big space for this discipline that we're doing right now. Yeah. And then, yes, let's move to that second question you said.
The patterns and the repeated wounds, you know, that we often see, and we just, you know,
normalize life.
Yeah.
Sure, there is a lot. So let's think of how we have normalized rape.
Yeah.
Rape.
Yeah.
You know? Normally, people are exposed to rape in the home first. you know?
Yeah.
And we have grown, we come from a background where this had to be a hush, you know? If umntana entombazana and umalume has done something to you, even if you speak, it doesn't go far because indaba sekhaya lena. No, we can't hang our dirty laundry out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, and this child grows up into, no, it's fine. It's normal. This happens to all of us, you know. And think of this person now, they are 23 or even older than, maybe they're married now. Or maybe they're even in their 50s. I've sat with people on my couch, and I remember a particular lady who was like 53.
Sure.
And she was only then starting to deal with her rape ordeal that happened when she was 15. Wow. Because she was taught this is fine, this is normal. And many other happened after that one.
Oh, yes.
But because it was, no, you can take this. You know, it has happened to all of us. So that's horrible. So that's number one that we do. How we've normalized violence. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. That's crazy that you know that next door, umama khona shower all the time. The kids bayagijinyiswa baba makadakiwe. It becomes a no yekelani indaba zabantu. And what do these kids become? What does this woman look like in years to as life progresses? It's horrible what we're doing to ourselves. And these are things that are not even I really cannot say it's a political problem, although we could get more from that space, you know. But right where we are, opposite. How do we close our doors and say no?
This has nothing to do with me.
Mina, I'm taking care of my own. So you know, so we have normalized that. That's horrible. We sit today with GBV.
Yes.
How are we still having this many years later? How is it? How are we still having activists who are working so hard with GPV? It's because it's normal now. No, yeah. What does that even mean? You know. But it's normal, and we carry on. It becomes a conversation, and then when we're done with it, we pack it and we walk away.
We move away.
You know, that's horrible. That's horrible. But that's just to name a few. I don't know how we do have some time.
Yes.
But one other that I would like to really go into is how we've normalized a life of alcohol.
Alcoholism. I love that you actually want to go into that. Go into it.
That, for me, and many colleagues, I believe, out there, is such a thorn. Because that screams, you are doomed.
Help me.
You're going nowhere. You know? And we saw our 12-year-olds go into this. We saw it. It happened right in front of our eyes. You know? What did we do, really? Not much. Mhlambe ngizomkhuzo wami. Mara kahlala endlini the whole time. Uyaya esikolweni. Uhlangana nabanye. You know? My baby sister is my younger sister. She said I must call her baby. I must stop calling her baby sister. My younger sister, who's an educator now. She tells me of stories all the time. She teaches foundation phase. Kunomntana oze nebhodlela la ini today. What?
Alcohol.
Foundation phase.
In foundation phase.
Whether we chontshile or uphiwe. Let's say we chontshile. Akayichontshanga e-shop. We told endlini.
It was right there, exposed.
It was exposed. And we drink in front of our kids. What exposure is a lot, right? Exposure screams out your future. You know, so what are our kids seeing? Every weekend siyapuza, gupi, right here, ekhaya, siyabathuma, hamba ngithengela. We are wounding our kids, and we are not changing the pattern. Actually, it's getting bigger. We have added Hubley to the mix. We've added that now. And we were taught, no, it's harmless. Really, you've seen them now. It's been a few years now. Now you've seen them. What are we doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. So those things are things that we have normalized,
Yeah.
and they just are not supposed to be part of a healthy society.
True.
A society that if we are planning to change, if we are planning to bring change, we can't keep sitting back
Yeah.
and watching these things happen. So those are the thorns.
Yeah, those are really sad because I remember there was a story a while back where young kids were,
Poisoned.
drinking alcohol. And then it speaks to also how, the townships were structured
Yes.
to have bottle stores and liquor stores.
Taverns,
And
yeah.
it was a strategy in killing the black family, killing
So true.
the African family structure,
Yeah.
because fathers would go and sit in taverns and get drunk, and that's how maybe at the time they would deal with the despair of the society in that area. But now it's become like a coping mechanism now,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
become like a generational thing where
Yeah.
people use it to fill voids now, and then it becomes now a mental health problem because
And
then
a normal
it leads to addiction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Interesting, man, because you've spoken about family wholeness, people always searching. And sometimes, and most of the times, a lot of people get themselves searching and now get themselves, finding answers in the wrong places, right?
Right.
And speaking of the past traumas, right? How does trauma, especially historical or generational, impact our mental well-being today, even if we don't feel traumatized?
Yeah. I feel we should have a lecture on historical trauma. Really, it's such a big thing.
Okay.
I mean, we as South Africans, we are traumatized.
Yeah.
We're traumatized, and it didn't start. It didn't start when we voted. So people who, like you guys, are youngsters.
Yeah.
You what you are aware of the past is what you read.
Yes.
We lived it.
Yeah.
I lived it. I'm still alive today. I walk through that. I walk in that trauma.
Yeah.
And because now we're living with youngsters who cannot even begin to fathom that which happened then, it becomes a lonely space. We walk it by ourselves now. I can't walk it with you. You don't understand.
True.
If I was to explain to you now that, we'll be having like a normal Saturday afternoon. We're black people. We don't have big houses. We don't have playrooms.
Yeah.
And you look at our yards, the way they're structured. That's political, right? The way our yards are structured,
True.
the child has to have playtime. But because of how we're living, our playtime is where? On the street.
In the streets.
Yeah. There's a reason why our streets were dusty. You've heard the phrase dusty streets.
The
Dusty
dusty
streets of
streets
Soweto.
of Soweto.
Yeah, we grew up in the dusty streets. You guys are not growing up in that. Your street is dirty. It's not dusty. It's dirty.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Ours was dusty. You know what I mean?
Well, Tepisog has dusty streets, but
But Soweto has come a long way. Where we have some tar. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but back then it was literally dusty, and kids did not have play areas. We would go to the streets and play there. So picture a Saturday afternoon, siyadlala estradeni, siyapheka thina besidlalisa ngamathini sipheka. And then there would be randomly police on horses, white policemen on horses. Havoc is created. Fun disappears. We kids. Fun disappears because we must run away. Now, what are you running from? Not just this guy, but tear gas has been
Dispersed, yes.
Yeah, and then we had to run away, finish off that playtime. At 7, you knew what to do. At 7 years old, you knew what to do. You must get a wet cloth, put it cover your nose, and you're 7. You're 7. This is survival. Today, 7-year-olds are like, where's the Wi-Fi? Why isn't the Wi-Fi?
why is the Wi-Fi not working?
you know, so going back to that trauma, when you think of those things that, Tina, we didn't read about them, we lived them. If I explain to my kids, this is what would happen, and would do this, and like, okay, that's interesting. They cannot grab it enough. No, it's not interesting.
That was traumatizing.
That was traumatizing, you know? And you walk now with that and many others, not just that. I'm just talking to you just about the child who experienced that. There were adults, there were teenagers who were living that. And they're still alive today. And we need to be grasping that life today, being parent the kids today in a way that their today child's needs are taken care of. Ngazelaphi. Nobody taught me. I carry that, you know. I don't have spaces to go and talk about this. I am expected to continue living. Go to work, come back, deliver at work, be productive. Where has that trauma gone to? I still carry it. We don't have spaces to talk about that.
Yeah.
If anything, you are told, move on. Come on, move on. Forget about it. It's not happening now. Yes, that's why it's called trauma. It's post. It has happened, but I still carry it.
Yeah, and it comes out and manifests in certain behavioral patterns.
Absolutely.
You know, I love that you mentioned that, because a distinct memory that my brother will sometimes mention about his growing up is how, you know, during the days of apartheid, how when he was a kid, he had a bicycle.
Yes.
And then a little boer kid took his bicycle away, and then he went home running to go to cry to his dad to say, Dad, that this kid has taken my bike. Can you please go get it back for me? The dad, not knowing that the kid is obviously white, goes, but then to see Guti, then gets there and immediately says, my son, you have to now forget about that bike. Wow. It's no longer yours. And now having to every day walk past that same child playing with your favorite toy, the toy you saw your dad struggle to get you. And, you know, and when he talks about it, I can see in that there's certain behavioral patterns or things that still now bother him, and he has used that now in a way, or healed it in a way that, or coped from it in a way that maybe is unhealthy.
Absolutely. So it's not just him, okay?
Yes.
And it's good that you make that example, but many of us carry that. Today, the way we treat each other, Tina, brothers and sisters, the way we relate to each other is completely different to how we're going to relate to a white man or a white person. You know, there's still that some superiority that we see in them, even if they're not coming down on us like a ton of bricks, but it is embedded in us that you treat him differently. You know, they pack for me differently from the way they're gonna pack for a white lady. Mine is different because no, you are like me. You don't have to do this. This person, we must treat differently. Yeah, you know, that's traumatic.
The smile, you know, like the how, you know, when they greet, it's like, how are you, ma'am? Are you well?
Yes.
As opposed to plastic.
Yeah, you don't get a hello. It's plastic.
No hello, nothing.
Everything changes. Everything changes in how they carry themselves when they have to deal with you. You know, that's traumatic. So we may even look at it and say, yas maratina siyazondana, but it's deeper than that. It's been placed there.
Yeah.
We've been made to look at ourselves as subhuman. So we struggle, you know, that, you know, we sing about muntu mnyama akayenze nomunye, or they will bring you down or whatever. Yeah, you know, that is trauma. That is political trauma. That was that comes from how we're colonized also. That comes from a whole lot that we're doing. So it's not just it's not just the little things that we do, but they just really go deep. How we acquire things as a community, how we take care of our things as a community, it's different. Why am I sababsini good clean? Election go clean. What causes that? It's historical also.
Yeah.
You know, when our people were going through the land reformation and the moving of our people from wherever to be brought to townships and whatnot, we still today suffer from that act. The way we think about indawo zethu. Mahamba la kuhlala belungu khona, you don't litter. You don't litter. Not because somebody beg or it's just in you that no, I'm in a different space.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a risk. But go ekaslako, kunesganga every corner. Who brought igang? We did. We did. Do we have dustbins? Yes. Even if we didn't have, wasn't there a better way we could do this? There is. But we were taught you don't have to do it for yourself. Do it for us whites. We will pay you even. So we almost like want somebody to pay us to take care of ourselves.
It's mental.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Very messed up, yeah.
So we have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And we can't shift it to even the government. Yes, they can help us. Resources, systems in place, and yes, they can help us. But we also have a lot to do.
Yeah.
And we should.
Yeah.
If we do want to make a change, nobody's bringing change, guys. Nobody's bringing change. You.
We have to, yeah.
You know how
be the
change?
Yeah.
Yes. You have to intentionally be the change.
Yeah.
Then your kids will see it. And they will learn that, no, but ubaba uyakwata masilahlala phansi. Uzokhuza nabangani bakhe.
Yes. You know how you take pride in yourself, pride in your community, and that's why you're saying. I agree with you when you say that it starts with you, and it starts with you changing the way in which you view yourself. Because when you view yourself differently and you view your environment differently, then you start to act differently, and doing that, then you change the environment around you.
Absolutely.
So it has to start with how you.
Yeah, instead of being in the environment, you be the environment itself.
Sure.
Right?
Yes. Be the healthy environment.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that.
So in terms of coming up with change, I don't know if you have seen this or came across this because each and every time when this apartheid videos come through on social media, when you're scrolling, and when you go in the comment section, there's this phenomenon that a lot of black people like to use to say apartheid system was better.
Oh yeah, because everybody had every home had a job. I think even when we were doing a street edition of Youth Day, someone mentioned that when we interviewed, and it was a young person, surprisingly so. It was a young lady. She said that during apartheid bekungcono because at least lapho besine misebenzi.
So what's causing that, man? And ibuyapi this whole mentality of saying, guys, this government now, we wish we can go back to the apartheid eras, because it was better.
It does happen, and I find that it's always in the disadvantaged communities where it is people who will say, during I feel like it was better during those days because of this or that, and it's always in contrast to the government we have right now.
Sure. Yes, I've heard it before as well. I am not surprised that it would be young people who utter those words.
Okay.
Because it's people who did not live in the era.
Yeah.
Yeah. I lived in the era. Nothing was better.
Yeah.
It was clothed to look better. It was covered to look better. It did not look better. The story I told you earlier about kids playing on the streets. How is that better?
Right.
How is it better that a 7-year-old must survive tear gas? How is it better that our education system was tailored to make sure that you stay as umama usebenza makitchen?
Oh yes.
How's that better? How's it better that you are not supposed to use restrooms in town? your ones are somewhere else, and maybe a hole or whatever. Who knows? You know, but it's not going to be like that other, the superior.
Yeah.
What? You know, how is that better? And I'm just talking about light things. There's a whole lot. How is it better that you are not allowed to have the house that you dream of unless you are willing to be in Bimpi? How is that better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How is it better that our own were turned against us? Bebathumela abam
Your
amaphoyisa
neighbor, your friend,
bebathumela
people
amaphoyisa
like
abantu
you.
abamnyama to come harass black people also. That was strategic. So again, to fuel the black on black hate,
Yeah.
which we're still living in.
Divide and conquer.
Absolutely. So not yebo bekunemsebenzi.
Yeah.
Ngicela ukhulume nogogo ne owasebenza emakhishini today. Umbuzo ukuthi bekasebenza kanjani? Bekanomsebenzi, bekasebenza kanjani?
Yeah.
You know?
My mom told me, Uguti, your cutlery and you couldn't eat with the same cutlery. You couldn't use. So what your cutlery would be, you see tin fish,
Yeah.
that is your cup. And then your plate is just like circular. That you eat out of that.
Yeah.
And then you drink out of it, and you don't dare touch any food or anything
That
or
they
anything
use.
that they use.
would be used by.
Yes.
So basically, it's like you're saying, it's that conditioning of like you are less than human.
Absolutely. So I want to say today to anybody who, firstly, yes, it's still a state of mentalness, of mental horrible stuff, of trauma that we went through.
Yeah.
But I want to say today, for anybody who's still thinking like that was better, just dig deeper. Find out, how did your people live exactly?
Yeah.
How did they live?
Yeah.
Abantwana were exposed to what? You know, what was their education? If we were to swap their education again, you know what? And the space of education is we're still not there.
Yes.
We're really not. We don't have in our curriculums, we don't have drama and what, you know, but it's preserved or it's kept for the elite.
Or those who can now buy into it.
Yes.
Yes.
So ubu better as we really need to look into it again and find, listen, what are you actually in need of? And then let's fix that intentionally. We don't have to go back and we don't have to keep pointing fingers, no. But I'm saying what we went through needs space to be dealt with properly so that we can finally rest it, you know?
Yeah.
And then when we speak of better, we know what better is actually. Singabizi izinto that were used to kill us and call them better. Poison is not better.
Yeah.
True. Really isn't.
True.
Yeah.
Right there on YouTube, when Nelly something comes through saying, listening to this pained me. My grand survived the historical trauma, survived massive fire. Her whole body was burnt and was the only woman that survived the fire out of the 5 women. She is so strong because she still came back to live for herself, just to kill every day and living for her kids, grandchildren, and now great grandkids. That woman is power.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Some of the things that people went through, because it's true, you know, when it's being spoken about and when we learn about it, you know, in the books, like, guys, it happened.
Yeah,
you know, it's our time now.
Yeah. You're learning it for marks. You're reading in a textbook, like, I gotta remember this, I must pass
you
this.
You are graded for it.
But, you know, the legacy does show, though, because it is in the way, like I said, in the way that we act towards each other, in our environment, the way our societies are structured, the way in which we treat each other. So it's a mental slavery. That's why they physically you may be free now. You know, things have changed. But then mentally, you know, it has been embedded, and it was a systemic thing that happened, right? So so it's like a psychological thing that it was embedded, like you're saying, in you. So of course, to undo it and heal it is going to just take just as much work, because you have to undo that programming that you are not human, that you know alcohol is where you need to go to cope, or you know, now violence is how you need to solve problems, or you know, this is how you need to think of yourself, this is how you must treat the other person. Do you understand? You must now start to program that mind of yours and now reach
Absolutely.
that mental equilibrium, that state of calm, and back to yourself to say, okay, I am, I'm also human. I'm
Indeed.
also, I'm a king. I can also take pride in myself.
Indeed.
So let's talk about, relationships, right?
Okay.
How do unhealthy relationship patterns affect mental health in families, and how do we start to change that dynamic that has been created by these historical traumas that we have faced?
Sure, Yazi, we really don't have enough time for these questions that you're bringing up. Like, I promise you, we need a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So, but in a nutshell, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy patterns at home, whether by mom and dad or by uncle and whoever, just in our homes, how do they affect us and the young ones? I have a big heart for young ones because they are our future. They are the functional adults that we have to look up to, but we're not building them to that functionality.
Yeah.
So unhealthy patterns in relationships at home. Again, the violence. We're exposing kids to violence. We're exposing kids to things they're not supposed to be watching on TV. We are exposing them to horrible language, demeaning language.
Yes.
We're just doing the worst. And how does that impact them mentally? Their minds get shaped around this way. Yeah, it's okay to speak like that. It's okay to tugana. It's okay to, we see it on TV, so why are you catching feelings? It's language. No. It still goes, angeke ngithuke umuntu omthandayo. No, because you don't want to hurt them.
Yeah.
But we teach them that this is how you show love.
Yeah.
Because mom and dad are here, dad is treating, or even mom, because it goes vice versa now,
Yes.
The adults are treating each other badly, but they're still together. So this works. This is love. This is love. On TV, they watch itori where angsazi stories ngana muntu chitayo. I'm trying to think of it. Maybe I don't, and that becomes normal.
Yeah.
Because we saw it, and they see these things. That's unhealthy patterns. If your dad cheated repeatedly, and your mother stayed, and it was never resolved, and you start believing that this is normal, this is life. So when that time comes for you and you find yourself doing it, you don't feel conviction to change because no, this is life. You didn't see anything different. No one told you it doesn't have to be like this. Even if you've heard it before, no, it wasn't as many times as how you saw the bad. For one bad word, we need 1,000 to clean up. So we're not saying enough. We're not doing enough. So those patterns are horrible because then our kids today, they are having relationships. Most of what they're having in their relationships is what they lived as kids. The fear that you have with that. Yes,
abandonment issues.
Yes, you lived through that. So and that creates anxiety. That creates
anxious attachment.
When
you anxiously attach in relationships.
Absolutely. Which is unhealthy too.
Unhealthy, very much. So.
We are working so hard to be accepted, to be loved, because you had to work for it as a child. You knew what mama ngenzanga ini bazongishaya bazongenza kanje umama ngeke angenze ini. Now you're working hard to be better. Yes, we want people to be better, but not at gunpoint because you're going to lose this and
true.
So you are hurt. You're hurt. So there's that, and we're just scratching the surface, guys. But I hope it makes sense.
So how do we start to change that dynamic?
So now I believe for healthy communities, everything must start at home.
Okay.
So that is not overwhelming. You can't start with 100 people. Ushiya by 3 endlini abamele attention yakho. It's not gonna work. So we start at home. We can start with dinner at home. Dinner at home. We sit together. Eating together. Let's create safe spaces where our children can speak to us. Ask questions. I ask you a question. Ask a question about me. Mom, how did you get over 1, 2, 3? Mama, how did you and Daddy meet? Mama, you and your siblings, how this. Let's create safe spaces to start having those communication lines open, those relationships known with our kids, places of healing. Let them know what we're going through. Okay. We don't have to expose them to everything,
yes,
but let's not keep the doors closed. Kancane, guys, if you can win it in the home, you are already building this child. You are building them wholly. We explain why do we need you to wash dishes at the time that you must. We teaching you discipline. You're gonna be older one day. You're gonna be living with people one day. Ubani ofuna ukuhlala nevila?
Yo,
Angmazi.
Ubani ofuna ukuhlala nedlapha?
Angmazi, and it goes both ways, both sexes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but it starts as a child. It's easier if you started from home, and easier. Your boyfriend is not gonna, or your husband then, or your wife then, doesn't have to feel they have to parent you. But those social changes, they must start at home. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Play your role as a child. Play your role as a mother. Play your role as a daddy. Play your role as a stepfather. Can I applaud stepfathers who are good, who are doing the most out there? They're standing in for dads. Right. They're standing in for dads who could not be there for whatever reasons. No judgment, for whatever reasons. But take the time. If you're going to do something, do it well. That's what I believe. You're already putting in the time and the body's there. Just do it well then.
Sure.
Then it have a lasting impact. This child one day is going to say, I have a father, but I have a dad. I have a dad, and he taught me this and that, and he loved my mother. I know how to be a husband today because that man, that way you're creating a better legacy for our people. True. And that ripple effect will happen in our communities. That's what I believe.
Powerful. So we see here that you have raised 4 children and been married for 25 years, run an academic center and counseled countless individuals. What mental wellness practice do you swear by, Davy?
Sure. Firstly, I've raised more than 4. I've raised many children.
Love that.
Many children. So the 4, I gave birth to 3, and 1 is adopted. And it's 3 boys and 1 girl. The girl is the oldest. And with all that you said, I don't have to repeat it. But what do I swear by? Oh, self-care. Firstly, self-care.
And what does self-care look like?
Love you. Love you and love on you. Because you can't give what you don't have.
Banele says that all the time.
I can't give love if I don't have it. And I can't keep looking for it if I have never looked for it inside of me. So self-care is a big space. Take care of your mental space. Take care of your body. Take care of your spirituality. Remember I spoke of how 3 we are in 1. If you can take care of this, the self can be grounded and can be firm. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. If I'm grounded, you can't hurt me. Because I'm able to dismiss you as, oh, is she like that today? She's having a bad day. It doesn't have to involve me.
You, not me.
Yes. I didn't do that. She did that. I can walk away keeping my wholeness so that I can love on the next person. I'll come back to you tomorrow to check on you. So self-care.
Self-care.
I have quite a few. Self-awareness. What are those things that I need to... What are my weaknesses that I need to overcome? Because we all have. Our blind spots are things that can hold us down.
True.
Keep us down and just oppress us. Because I believe, Minangi right, and yes... No, be aware. Be aware of what type of a person am I? Should I be changing? Oh my goodness. Maybe take the time to go in there and fix that. So that you can be a better person. You know, remember, I believe I'm a better person. Of course, not everybody believes they're a better person. You're asking me, of course, nothing wrong with me. But those who live with me will tell you differently. So I need to listen.
Yeah.
I need to yell, when I out clean, I don't do that. I need to be better. Okay. Remember we said be that environment that you are longing for. Be that. So self-care, self-awareness, be aware of your blind spots. Listen.
Yeah.
What are people saying?
Yeah.
So that you become better for people. I had another one. I have a therapist. I'm a therapist. I have a therapist too.
That's good.
Because I can't help myself process. I need a body to help me process.
Yeah.
Why? Because we are not islands. We are not made to be islands. We are communal beings, you know. Maybe pack, we are a pack. You know, like other animals, they are packs, you know. So you need others. I have mine. So when you have somebody to help you process stuff, you won't get stuck in things.
Yeah.
You won't be going around in circles and stuff. So kula kancono. So have that. It doesn't have to just be a therapist. Maybe you can use that word therapist, but your best friend can be.
Your sounding board.
Your sounding board, that's the word. Yes, have that. Have that, you know. And for parents who are feeling like, I can't do this anymore. It's just difficult and whatever. Take time for yourself to breathe. Take
Away
time.
from your children.
Away from your children.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay. I think most parents struggle with that because they feel like, oh my goodness, I'm neglecting my children.
kids,
Or,
yeah.
you know, they feel like they're bad parents. But your children need you to be happy
To be
because when
healthy.
you're a happy, healthier you,
Yes.
you are a better parent.
Absolutely. So I would say, parents, take time off away from it all.
Yeah.
I learned a trick a while back. You know how we put kids on timeout? Timeout. You can put yourself on timeout. I say to my son, my 10-year-old speaks for days, and I say to him, don't speak to me after 6. Don't speak to me after 6.
Yeah.
Or don't. If we have to speak, can it be 3 sentences? Yeah, we have the whole day to do this. Why? Because I need my rest so that I can be better. Guwe.
Yeah.
If I don't do that, oh my goodness, you get nothing out of them. You literally get nothing out of them.
Yeah.
And we're wasting quality time with doing that. But routine. Is it 6 yet? Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, I'll wait for tomorrow. Oh, can I just do the 3 sentences? Can I do them? Okay. But he now knows that, okay, let's get permission because she's
Consent,
tired.
yes.
She, you know, he understands now. But imagine if we'd have not said those things, then we're not doing okay.
Yeah.
You know? And one other one that I will swear off or swear by is be in touch with your spirit self. Oh my goodness, that is so important. That is so important. Knowing that you did not get yourself here means somebody has a manual for you. Somebody.
Wow.
Be in touch with that.
Yeah.
You know, your life will be so much better. You will get clarity. You will stop wandering in circles with, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What? Your spirit knows. Your spirit has been placed in you to guide you. You know, when you talk with people who are in this space, and they'll tell you, no, my guide said, not my God, my guide. Yeah, my God did this. Abanye umkhulu ungitshelile uthe. That's what they are associating with as guides.
Yeah.
But somehow it's helping them find what do you subscribe to, and feed that space for you. Your peace comes from there.
Yeah.
Your peace does not come from your body. Your body is not made for peace.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but something else is. Find it.
Yeah.
And those are the few that I can say. Let's start there
Yeah.
to find balance, to find wholeness. Yeah.
Find balance. Very interesting. So before we let you go and close off, there's something that we want you to invite in and give your 2 cents on in what is happening. Since you are in the space of community psychology, right? And we are seeing there are family traits and pattern that people grow into right now. So you're going to see a clip right there, and you'll hear an audio. So the audio is written, people can now buy food they can afford, like 5 teaspoons of sugar, 2 tea bags, 3 cups of flour, a cup of fish oil, a bowl of mealie meal. This is due to retail stores making food too expensive. So this is what the video contains.
Here, customers bring their own containers and purchase basic food and household items in quantities they can afford, from cooking oil and sugar to maize meal, rice and detergents. The model is simple: pay per liter or kilogram, a response to rising food prices and growing poverty in low-income communities.
I
came to buy sugar. I've previously bought maize meal and washing powder. Their prices are low.
Prices are different from other shops. Things are affordable. With 50 Rand, I can go to bed with a full stomach.
Proudly South African food brands are on display, and shoppers see exactly what they are buying. A game changer in a province recently rocked by a foodborne illness outbreak.
Many cheese dies by these things, you see. So this shop came with a plan that let's help this community.
This machine right here allows shoppers to buy essentials they need, not only cutting down on packaging waste, but also allowing them to buy just the amount they can afford and slashing costs by up to 50%.
The innovation was made possible through a partnership between the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation and the CSIR.
There's a circular economy fund that was a call for.
So that's what is happening out there. What people are conforming to. One would say, are we going back? Because these things there back in the days where you could buy 5 spoons of sugar in your times when you grew up, because we're starting to see them right now.
Yeah.
And one would want to ask what is going on, and what's your take on this whole scenario in general?
Sure.
Funding and to get.
I want to say I'm shocked at this moment. At this moment.
Yeah.
Where I didn't know of this phenomenon.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never seen it before. I fail to look at it beyond. This is another trap. Don't move forward as a people.
Yeah.
Get the bare minimum. Just get the bare minimum. Survive today. That means you can't think future when you're this. I am happy our people are fed, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I love the innovation of less waste because abantu bazanezitsha and all that. I love that innovation there. But the deeper thing for me is how our societies can be trapped in this. Imagine a child who's going to grow up in this ujwayela le lifestyle lane. A 26-year-old. Sakana 26 ukhulela under this. Ucabanga kanjani? Nanoma ngaba nemali, nanoma ngasebenza abe nemali. They don't know abundance. They don't have to do abundance. They don't have to do abundance. Nyokalisi rice. Huh? Nyokalisi sugar. That also means they won't be giving. And maybe we're not giving enough now to each other. But mangivakashele ngikalisile mina rice amangibala. Less giving. I see that threat. We have enough. I am so scared of the concept of we have just enough. I'm really afraid. Again, I'm happy our people are fed, but the threat for me is what are we doing in the long run for our society? Yeah. Isn't there another way? I'll tell you of a way that I've been thinking of for a while now.
Okay.
We can plant food wherever we live now. I've seen people planting potatoes in crates, in buckets, a small patch. It doesn't matter how big each other like in lingakon. Man, I'm a box, I'm a tray, or I'm a crate, I 3 with spinach. Spinach grows throughout the year. Do you understand? That's 3 crates of spinach, cinamatamati. Everything can be preserved. I run a garden now, and it was experimental when I started. And I don't mean to speak about me. I haven't bought potatoes this year.
Wow.
And we're in July now because I harvested potatoes at home.
Oh.
I haven't bought tomatoes. I love gravy.
Yeah.
I love gravy.
Yeah.
You know?
And gravy.
Listen. Yeah. I haven't bought tomatoes this year. And I gave some away. Why? I had to learn how do I preserve? Because I didn't know this, but I had to do it. I preserve them. You freeze the thing. You're still eating it today. Everybody has a piece of space that they can start in, whether it's in a plastic, a sagen lani, a baguette in lani, and that's how we can feed our people. That will teach you to, okay, let me move to green pepper, let me move to, what are you thinking now? You're stimulated to want to do more.
Yeah.
What are we growing here? What are we doing? Hi, apelila 5. Ungaphuzi 2. Iningi just short this. We're living in the minimum. I'm afraid of this.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of it.
Yeah.
I hope we grow and do better.
Yeah.
I still say I'm happy our people are fed, but let's find other healthy ways.
Yeah, no. But you know what? I love that you did mention that it's going. It's a good thing, but obviously, what kind of mental state is it putting people in?
Yeah,
and that's quite something to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we let you go, I'd like to know where can anybody reach out to you if they would love, to acquire your services, to work with you, or to get involved in any initiatives that you have going.
My goodness. I'm going to leave my information with you.
Yeah.
I was born in an era where we didn't have socials.
Oh, so you don't, so social media?
I do have, but I don't remember what's it called when I'm not looking at it. I run a practice. My practice is Ocean Deep Mental Wellness. I have a TikTok. I have a Facebook now. I have a Facebook. I'll give you. Yes. But I am happy to converse with people on WhatsApp, and I've hosted a few events where I do grief counseling for free. Yeah. It does pain me though that our people are not open to therapy yet. No, therapy guys. Mental wellness does not mean you're mad, you're crazy. Yeah. No, you need help to be better, to do better. Yeah. So we didn't receive a positive feedback in our outreach, yes. But we are not stopping.
I love
because
that.
we have to teach people that no, it's okay. This is a place you need to come to. Yeah. Let's talk. Yeah. This is a place you can be heard. Not the alcohol here. The alcohol doesn't hear you. It kills you. But we can hear you here, yes. So there are things like that we're doing. When we host our next one, I can send you. Then you can advertise.
Yeah, love that.
But we've been doing work around Soweto.
Yeah. So it's your practice is called Ocean Deep. Oh, Ocean Deep
Mental Wellness.
Okay,
Ocean Deep. So the Ocean Deep is about love so deep. It is Ocean Deep. The ocean is so deep.
Wow, I love that.
So deep. So that's where that name comes from. So it's Ocean Deep Mental Wellness.
I love it.
Very interesting. Before we let you go, Neliswa came through on YouTube was saying, when I watch Sarafina every time, I get so angry because it's the story told of our African history. I hope we heal as a nation, but also be wise enough that we are black and won't change how they see us. Thank you at Vooka Breakfast Show. I learned a lot today. Big up to Mpho for teaching us self-love.
I love that.
Yeah, very
Thank
interesting. So, of course, man, to everyone who's watching and all our listeners, remember your mind matters, your healing matters, and it starts with awareness, honesty, and a daily intention. If you missed any part of today's chat, don't worry, it will be up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Please keep on, updated. This is the Mind Basket on the Vooka Breakfast Show, bringing balance, clarity, and courage to your wellness journey. Stay with us, and more inspiration is going to come. So thank you so much for joining us.
My
right today,
pleasure.
brother.
My
Yeah.
pleasure. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, thank
Sure.
you so much. That was Mpho Khumalo right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And it's 5 minutes past 9.
Yeah.
Past 10.
10 when
I feel I'm enjoying this conversation.
You don't
Yeah.
want the time to go.
Yeah, so in closure, man, thank you so much for your time, because we did not only think, we reflected, and we
healed.
We healed, man.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
healed.
Yeah, because I mean, there are some, things to think about that we spoke about during this conversation. You know how you see yourself, how you see your environment, and how you see those around you.
Yeah.
Amen.
So,